Snob? Are you a bariatric snob? Are you a fat snob? Are you a snob? Period. Hello, everyone. My name is Chris with One Be Healthy Life, and today's podcast is about being an overweight snob or a bariatric snob, I should say. One Be Healthy Life, our objective is very clear, very plain. Our message: we want to help people become better with their health, and that health is not just about their physical health. It's also about their mental health, their environment health, their work health, all the aspects that make us one be healthy life. And that's what we are. We don't judge. We don't like negativity. We don't like beating up on here. We are all about promoting, being friends, and helping people and giving everybody who needs it a hand up. And I myself have been on both ends of that spectrum. So I know what it's like to be down. I know what it's like to be broken. I know what it's like to be fat. I know what it's like to come out of that and change things in my life. And if it weren't for the wonderful and beautiful people that were in my life at that time, bringing me up out of it, I would not have evolved into this amazing person that I am, this snob. I'm just teasing. I am a snob. But I think I have been reading quite a few articles in regards to what constitutes a snob. And I'm not talking about, we're not talking today about high society snobs or Hollywood snobs. We're not talking about that arrogance. We're talking about just this light fluffiness about being a snob. So I guess I just want to start with, let's start with a particular group. So I'm a bariatric patient, and I became overweight in my mid 30s. And my fat story that I wrote clearly speaks about that and speaks about me being, how I, had my health issue and it caused me to gain weight. And then I just went with it. And then my body was not charming anymore. It got progressively worse. And, well, if you just, my fat story, honest to God, I have a fat story. And in the book, it specifically talks about my journey for 23 years. Now I'm 61. So before that, I was not obese. I was not overweight. I was not in any way in need of bariatric surgery at that time. So I wasn't the snob. I didn't live my life overweight. And I think with bariatric patients, the majority of them, and I will say that because I'm a bariatric patient twice. So I believe in the surgery. I absolutely believe in the surgery. But I have seen so many people, and I don't know if it's just lately or what. And if you notice, and I'll just use this little analogy here, but you want to buy a red car or a red truck, and then all of a sudden, before you get this, everybody has a red truck. I don't know what that is, and I think a lot of you understand. You can identify with what I'm saying. Whatever it is you're gonna do or want, and you really want it, and you want it to be unique or different, all of a sudden everybody's doing it. But you get these. So lately I've been just speaking to quite a few bariatric men and women. So this is for both men and women that I'm referring to. So I have one woman that she lost about 170 pounds, maybe 180. And she did it in about 3.5 years. And she's 45 years old. So for her 40 years, she spent her life overweight. Big woman, big woman. And she's tall. So she even looked bigger. And she lost all this weight. And now all of a sudden, her comment the other day was, she's like, fat people make me sick. And I was taken back by it. And I thought, what do you mean they make you sick? I mean, skinny people make me sick too. I mean, what do you mean sick? Like throw up sick, or just sick to your stomach, or just you can't stand them? And she goes, oh, I don't know. I don't know why they're even like that? Do they realize what they look like? And I'm thinking to myself, do you remember what you looked like? You're acting like a snob right now. You're treating those that you were like for so many years. Now all of a sudden it doesn't pertain to you anymore. You've become, you know, in my opinion, a bariatric snob. And I just couldn't believe she said it. And I don't CrossFit people, people that go to the gym, people that work out, they become snobs, not not in an arrogant way. I've been to many gyms and I can tell you that I've never met anybody that was just a snob that way. And they have every reason to be proud of the work that they've done and what they have learned, but I don't want somebody to come up to me while I'm on the treadmill and say, hey, you should put that on an incline and do this or that. I don't want somebody telling me that I'm not lifting the bar of the weights, or I should do this, or I should give more minutes in between. And I've seen a few people sneak around and give their 2 cents. Maybe they just want to do whatever. And even outside the gym, when I run into people that I know are big gymmers, I think the CrossFit people, and it's usually the older ones because they have to keep up with the younger ones. And I've been in CrossFit, and I remember when I first joined, um, there were a couple people there that made me a little intimidated because they would run up and grab the rope that I was going to or something like that. And I just thought, you're being a snob, you're being a show off. You want to show that you're better at this than me. So it's like playground bullshit. Um, but like CrossFit people, they brag and they have a right to, and it's a real aggressive, a very enduring activity. And so for somebody to want to wind themselves up and do that, I did it. I pulled my lap band doing it. I did it for like 3 weeks. And then one day I pulled my lap band, went to the hospital, and they pulled it out of my stomach because I had slipped my band. And but I did think for the 8 weeks, I'm going to, pump up and get myself fit. And this is going back about 9 years ago. So, I was younger and 50 years old. So I thought, yeah, I can keep up with these bitches in here. Oh, the hell I could. Let me tell you, I had struggled. When I got to my car, I was like, I was struggling. So, but I just know that as far as the snob thing goes, I don't know why there are those that feel once they lose the weight, they're the ones that can top off, to other people to say, hey, just do this, get yourself motivated, get this, get that. And they start speaking in a way that, no, did somebody speak to you that way when you were losing the weight? I think that when people make that decision to lose weight, it's not the person that's in the camera in their face saying, oh, you just need to stick with it. You need to get up every day and you need to do this and you need to do that. And, but didn't you need to do it maybe 30 years ago? So once they develop this, I lost the weight, you can do it now, that mentality, I think it becomes more of a turnoff for us bariatric people, because weight is a process for life. And it's something that you have to know that you don't have the answer for everything as far as what it is to lose the weight. You learned it for yourself, like I have. And I'm sharing my progress with others, but not in a sense where I want to cram it down their throat. I use a lot of protein shakes because I'm a vegetarian. Absolutely. And while then somebody will stick their nose in, I have both doctors and friends will say, well, that's not the right protein. What does that mean? I got to eat a steak? I don't want to eat a steak. I've never eaten a steak. I'm not going to eat a steak now to get my protein in. Well, you need to have this and you need to have that. And it's like, well, what are you doing? What, who has the perfect modeled body? Our bodies just aren't designed to stay at that height. You have to do things to maintain that height. And as you age, you have to do different things to sustain that height. Even, um, people that have been working out their entire life. Chuck Norris, let's take him for instance. Nothing wrong with Chuck Norris. He's a great guy. He's an okay actor, whatever. Um, I he has gone through his life working out the entire time. But at the end here, when he's in his, I think, 80s now, he's now learned about this super um, product that is the catch-all for every nutrient and vitamin he has. And that's fine, but he didn't need that when he was 30. He needs it when he's 80. So you're constantly looking for things and proteins and supplements and fat burners, collagens, all kinds of vitamins, any kind of nutrients. You have to find all these things at, to work for you at what level of age you're at and what level of weight you're at, because not everything works for everybody. So maybe right now I'm being a protein snob because I have dealt with a protein deficiency for so many years. And now I no longer struggle with it. I'm fine with my protein. As a matter of fact, I'm more than fine with my protein. I'm more than fine with my collagen. I have found supplements at 61 years old that make me work, that make my body work. So am I a protein snob? Yes, but I'm a bariatric patient. But I'm not going to, you know, thumb my nose up at people that are overweight. I want to pull them in, but I don't want to pull them in an arrogant way. So I have, like I said, I have witnessed bariatric people out there just that are no longer overweight. Um, you lose all this weight, you can have a lot of it cut off, sucked, all that kind of stuff, get your liposuction, get all that, get your groove on, do all that stuff. And you still have that fat girl inside you. Just remember that. So for those of you that are criticizing others to pull the rope, so they can come up and join us, it's all about being healthy all around. It's not just about losing the weight. You have to enjoy the journey. Number one, enjoy the journey. So I've spent 23 years enjoying every journey I've been on. So when I start a diet, I am absolutely happy. And then even when I'm fat, I'm happy. I want to enjoy my life journey. And that is one Be Healthy life, is to enjoy what you're doing every day, whether you're overweight or not overweight, but you want to make sure you're healthy. You're drinking alcohol, you're smoking cigarettes, you're doing street drugs. All that shit's going to make you unhappy, whether you're fat or skinny. So that's a different story. But as far as food choices and processed food and natural foods, I mean, there's even health snobs, health food snobs. I go in Sprouts and Whole Foods and all that shit all the time. I've been shopping in those stores most of my life. I've been a vegetarian my whole life. I didn't just become, a Whole Foods buyer. So you'll go in there and you'll see these people with their leggings on and their little tiny outfits, or in all ages, and they're standing there with their basket of all fruit like, I'm a juicer, I'm fantastic. And I'm thinking, bitch, I've been juicing for the last, I don't know, 20 years. What did you start? I've been dehydrating my foods forever. There are people that are in these stores that make you feel like you're not healthy enough. And if you're not healthy enough, so there's snobs about it. And it makes people feel uncomfortable. And a lot of times they'll back out. And I tell people, if you go to some of these health food stores, the produce is phenomenal. I mean, it's always better, in my opinion, than the grocery stores. I don't know. And when they say buying organic and not buying organic, if something doesn't last, if you could sit two bananas on a counter and one looks like shit in a day or two, that's the one you should have ate. Okay. The other one that's sitting there for 3-5 days and you're saying, what's going on here, then you don't. So I don't want to put chemicals in my body. I just don't. And I don't want to be a snob about it. I want to help people. I want to educate them. I want to help them that way. Finding your thing, finding your thing, I think, is all it's about. And for us to promote bariatric surgery from another bariatric person who may be listening to this, who may be a little bit of a snob or think that, oh, I guess it wasn't that hard, or it wasn't this, or why can't you just do it, or just get surgery or whatnot. I'm pro surgery for anybody that's struggling. But before you have that surgery, you have to know that bariatric surgery is a mind fuck. It's a total mind fuck. And I'm sorry for saying it that way, but it is. I have witnessed so many people going through the process of bariatric surgery, and they don't understand that you no longer can eat processed sugars and drink with straws. And then people sit there and sip with their straw on their TikTok commercial saying, I'm a bariatric patient, I can. Well, that's, you don't want to follow the rules, don't follow the rules, but don't promote it for other people that aren't supposed to be. If I suck with a straw, my stomach will blow up. It hurts every time. So for those of you it doesn't hurt, good for you. But I was told never to use a straw, so I don't buy straws. Okay? No sugar here. So if somebody becomes a bariatric patient, and they want to have bariatric surgery, to promote them to come into our group, our cult, as I would say, or our family of bariatric people, then you know, give them suggestions on how to get up every day and how to eat and what to eat and how to make stuff. But not to say, okay, you love cheesecake so much that I'm going to teach you how to make cheesecake so that you can eat your cheesecake. I don't agree with that all the time, because you're not giving them a new mindset. And if you're going to have bariatric surgery, you can forget the old school method of eating. End of story. If a doctor tells you you have problems with whatever in your health and you are no longer allowed to have this kinds of food, otherwise you're going to die, or you're going to need surgery, or you're going to whatever, you're going to listen to him. It's the same thing with a bariatric surgery. Don't think you could snake around it. If you want to literally lose the weight and it's a process, then you have to follow the rules. So even people that say, I'm going to go vegan, or I'm going to go vegetarian, or I'm going to go organic or whatever. And I'm like, what does that mean? Go? Where are you going? What, where are you going? Did I go? Because I'm those things, so you're going to try it out like it's a thing. That would be like me saying, I'm going to go process today. I'm going to go to the convenience store. I'm going to go junk food today. It's just, do you know how stupid that sounds from people like me? Like I said, I've been a vegetarian my entire life, and dairy, I haven't had dairy in I don't know how long, other than a piece of cheese here and there, which I suffer from the next day. I will tell you that I can't, I can't have certain things. End of story. I don't say I'm going to go dairy today. That means I'm going to have dairy. I don't know. When people say I'm going to go vegetarian, I'm going to go raw. Okay, 85% of my diet is raw. I don't know. And what's cooked is what I cook myself. So I take raw cabbage and I heat it up a little bit, or I heat up soup. So I'm not totally raw. Raw vegetables, fruit is raw. Your protein shakes are raw. So I make my milk, different things like that. One Be Healthy Life is a lifestyle. So you want to do your own foods. You want to eat better. You want to eat a better quality of food. And people say, well, I can't afford organic. Organic's a little bit more expensive. Why is processed food cheaper? I don't get that shit, because it costs more to put that chemical on that. Okay. And it to keep them on the shelf longer, it costs more money. The science behind it is got to cost a hell of a lot more than just plucking it off the tree, putting it on the shelf and saying, okay, it's rotted now, we can't eat it. Well, you can throw that to the pigs outside or feed somebody else with it or something with it. I don't know, cook with it or compost or something. But the point is it's more expensive for them to process the food. So processed food is more expensive than organic food. And the fact that you have an entire store and they say, this is the health food section. What does that mean? That the rest of the store is the unhealthy section? I don't get it. So you have to think about, what is it that makes you a healthy person and why you want to be a healthy person? Because you feel like shit. You look like shit. Your skin is not. You're jealous of other people's skin. You're jealous of other people's hair. You're jealous that other people have more energy than you. You want it, but you really don't want to go after it. You're lazy. I mean, we've just become a society where it's just, I don't know, maybe some of these snobs deserve to be out there because it makes people say things. But I feel that most people that say mean things or judge other people, it's because they're criticizing really about they're critical, they're criticizing because it's how they're feeling internally. There's other shit going on, so they have to knock other people down. And I don't care for it. So even with my protein, everybody has to give me their 2 cents on, oh, you're eating too much protein. Well, who the fuck are you to say I'm eating too much protein? What does that mean exactly? I'm saying you're not eating enough protein. I'm saying these are the benefits of protein. You make the call. You make the call. That's all. Okay. So I love collagen. Collagen works for me. Some people say to me, it hurts my stomach. Does it? Or you're going into it with an attitude and maybe it really doesn't hurt your stomach. It has a tendency to upset your stomach, but it's like anything else. And if you're mixing it early in the morning with coffee, like I say to people, if it hurts your stomach in the morning, collagen should be before bedtime. Just saying. Just saying. If you read my book, I don't have it in front of me, but if you read my book about collagen, it will basically tell you what time of day. I also put out a video, what time of day to take collagen. So if you're having an upset stomach from collagen and you're just saying, I don't want to take it, fine. Go buy another $80 bottle of lotion or whatever it is, a shit you put on your face, and do it that way. I don't even want to tell you. Mine's $12.99. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? I don't have acne. I don't have wrinkles. I don't have all this shit. I'm 61. I'm going to age naturally. But if you think I want one of those tight ass faces and then you take your clothes off and your body looks like a prune, you got to freaking be kidding me. I want it all to look uniform. I want it to look even. I don't want it to look half-assed. I don't want just to have a farmer's tan, so to speak, a wrinkle, a farmer's wrinkles. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So, what flavor snob are you? If you are being a snob, I guess today's podcast is to just recognize that you are being one and maybe it's not necessary, because nobody gives a shit that you're a vegan. Nobody gives a shit that you don't eat this or you don't eat that. Nobody gives a shit that you could squat 30 times more than I ever could. I don't care that you have washboard abs. I have something else you don't. Do you want me to bring that to your attention? Because I could. So there's a lot of things about the snobbing that is a turnoff. And I guess I just want to bring that today to a lot of people's attention. Are fat people jealous that other people are skinny? I guess so, because when you're driving your little Honda Civic, when you leave the gym and I pull up next to you in my $85,000 sports car, then I guess maybe we're even, touche. I don't know. So, but there's car snobs too. So what flavor snob are you? I don't know. What I'm saying is it's not cool, bariatric people. That's the only one I want to talk to really today and throw at is the bariatric snobs. Once you have your surgery, all because you're thinner and you can get in a smaller pair of pants, that doesn't make you, it doesn't give you the right to beat up those that are still behind trying to get up there and figure out what to do or how to lose weight. So I want one Be Healthy life to be about helping other people. So in this podcast, and maybe I didn't help anybody today because I'm sure a few people I might have pissed off. I don't know. So being a snob is what the podcast was about today. So I want you to know that if you're being snobbed at, or there's people that are snobbing you, they have to have other insecurities about other things, and they have to pinpoint what they're good at to you and project that onto you, because if they don't, you're going to recognize other flaws that they have. So they might be a CrossFit guru, but again, maybe they go home to a messed up environment, or they have a shitty job, or they have a husband that cheats on them, or they have a girl that is, whatever, and she's whatever, maybe she's in prison, who the hell knows. My point is you don't know their blind side. And anybody that's being a snob, especially with weight loss, you have no right. You have no right, because we spend our entire life fighting to stay healthy and to be at a good weight. So I don't need you coming in and telling me that I have to get up every day and I have to listen to this. And if I don't, I'm going to go back to getting fat again and whatever. Everybody's got to find their thing, whether it be swimming or golf or tennis or whatever. And Be Healthy Supplements has been doing a promotion to show people different levels of different things, different ideas on finding your thing. I have my thing. I mean, I have my protein is my thing. My collagen is my thing. My walking is my thing. Helping other people is my thing. And as far as staying healthy, it is keeping my house clean, and not in an obsessive way. My thing is keeping my environment clean, because that makes me happy. And when it makes me happy, it makes me want to do other things. So finding your thing, whether you want to go walk, whether you want go lift weights, or go to CrossFit, or go learn how to dance, whatever, find your thing. Find a thing that is going to make you happy, make you healthy, because it's all about being healthy. And if you're overweight and you want to go to dance class and you think, well, I can't go there because look at the size of me. And it's like, so go find your thing, because your next thing might be to change the weight thing. You don't have to constantly attack you. Every day you get up, you don't have to remind me that I'm overweight. I already know. I'm overweight. I don't need you to remind me. I need you to suggest what I can do to make it sink here, because I have to be ready for it. Just like with smoking, I have a person in my family that smokes, and I want him to stop smoking. And I hear his wife and people nagging at him, and I'm like, shut up. You think he doesn't know? He'll quit when he's ready. He'll quit when it's his thing. But for now, it's not your thing to drive somebody crazy and to be a snob about it. People that are overweight, it's a mental thing. Find something else. Find something else and make it your thing. And it will turn into wanting to change and to lose the weight. I'm all about weight. One Be Healthy Life is mostly about weight, because once you mentally get it, the weight will then find its way to come off of you. I know that being a healthier person and a happier person in every aspect, your job, your relationships, your clothes, your environment, the dishes in your sink. If your house is filthy, clean it. That's a mental block. If your house is dirty, why would I think that you would want to lose weight? You're not gonna. So when you're a fat person, a thin person now that was once fat, talking to a fat person, find out what other things in their life are distracting them, because they can't focus on themselves if they got other shit going on. So you need to clean the runway. You have to clear the runway. Find your thing. Find something to make you happier. I was I went to get something done one time, and this gigantic nurse, and I'm saying she was gigantic. She was a big girl, and she came in, and I thought, and she started lecturing me on something about my health. And I just looked at her like, you can't, you can't, you haven't walked that. So you're not going to. I look at you, and you're a nurse, and you're preaching health to me. And that's what you're doing by looking like that. Like, what is your problem? And I don't want to hear that you have all these other things because you're a nurse. I'm not saying that they have to be skinny, but if you can't judge people and tell me what to do if you haven't done that already. So, as a bariatric patient, as a person that was overweight for many years and who became overweight from health reasons, then I learned how to curb that and win that battle. Okay. So, when you're listening to people out there that are judging you and you want to get healthy and you want to get thin, listen to the right people. Listen to the people that are on your team and that have been there. And I don't want to hear that this is what you got to do and this isn't. If their finger goes up at you in the camera, turn it off, because already they're just being snobs, and you don't need that shit. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today, whether you're a CrossFit snob or an organic snob or a vegan snob, whatever. I'm all of those. I don't know. I'm not a bariatric snob by any means. I want to help anybody that's overweight, but you got to know that you're never going to lose the weight if you don't find the other things that are going on in your life right now that are blocking you. That's what's going on. And then once you get that shit out of your way, you'll be able to lose the weight. And if it's bariatric surgery, do it. Just do it. I promote it. But when you go, you got to go all in 100% and find your thing. And that's what I'm going to say to everybody today. Thank you all so much for joining my channel, One Be Healthy Life. We are on Facebook. Facebook me. You know what? I'm ready for you. So bring it. Bring it. Bring whatever comments you want today. I want it. I challenge it. And I will take you on any day. Okay? Just so you know. Have a great day, everyone. I hope you come back. If you have any suggestions for our podcast, please let me know. I would absolutely love for you to join me. I have a couple people coming over the next couple weeks as guests, and I want to just celebrate them and go forward with them, and any way I can do to help anybody. One Be Healthy Life is about helping anybody in their health journey, and that's what our objective is. So thank you again. My name is Chris, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and keep your snobbing to yourself. Thank you.